Well, greetings, everybody, and welcome to It's Covered, the insurance podcast. Because if you think that insurance is boring, then you are not doing it properly. So, some of you are watching this in a new format. I mean, I, I guess I should. I guess I should have said consuming this in a new format because you were not watching the podcast before. But now you might be. Now you might be because for the first time ever, we are recording this on video. And I'm doing this as a special occasion because it's just me. And that makes it easier to record on video. As you can see, I'm in my civilian clothes. Yeah, for those of you who are on podcast, just trust me. This is a little bit tough balancing, what I say about what you can see and what I say about what you, I guess, just hear. But we normally do record these in the evenings, after we've gotten home and gotten dressed. But today's actually Memorial Day when I'm recording this. And so, I did not put on my insurance uniform today at all. And so I thought, this would be a good time to kind of test out kind of videoing and the audio at the same time and see if that works out okay. And that way I can kind of deliver this in different types of formats to you, whatever you prefer. I know a lot of people, especially on Facebook, really do prefer video, and so we are just trying our best to kind of cater to however you like this information. Because if you're watching this or you're listening to this, I can only assume that you're in insurance. You want to be better at insurance. You want to learn this industry better, and that's kind of what we do. Is that we are here to foster a conversation. We certainly don't know everything. There are a lot of things that we are not. In fact, we are very bad at, and there's some things that we are very, very good at. And we want to share with you the things that we're very good at, and we want you to share with us the things that we're bad at. But yeah, so to do that, we need a format that you're going to like and you can get into, and that you're going to watch or listen to, and that's kind of the goal here, is to do that. And so me being solo today, it was a good opportunity for that. We do normally record on Skype, and so in the future when we record video on my end, and Mel's not going to have video on his end while he's talking, I'm just going to be doing this. And that's going to make for great video, but we'll figure that out when we come to it. Oh, so I thought of today's topic, and since I'm by myself, it's probably going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, but I wanted to kind of get back on, excuse me, allergies are absolutely just destroying me today. But since I want to get back to the topic of customer service, because it's a topic that can be so lacking in our industry, and it's not one of those things. And it's like I'm discovering this more and more. It's like the people who are bad at customer service, for some reason, that doesn't occur to them. That I just really suck at this. That doesn't like cross the mind that I'm a pretty good adjuster. I'm good at the car repair side of things. I'm very knowledgeable about injury, about roofs, whatever the case may be. But customer service, I just suck at that. We don't ever say that. And I get this from agencies as well. It's that, we talk about it some. It's like, that we were presented with a problem. We have the most inane response that's not helpful, and it's kind of defensive, and it's more protecting my name than actually fixing the problem. And we get that so much. But the people who are doing it does not it does not compute that's probably not the best way to do it. It really is. I mean, it comes across as like, hey, well, they attacked me, and so let me get my guard up. And this came up. Okay, so this came up, and I don't know what the deal was. I don't know what the deal was on this. Um, One of my customers got into an accident, and it was one of those that was just clearly the other person's fault. And thankfully, in this day and age, the adjuster is able to just look at a common rear end accident and go, "Yep, that's 100% on us." That seems to be getting more and more rare. That's frustrating to me. That is getting more and more rare, but that's the way it is. And so, but this is the case. This is the case. The adjuster made the call. Yes, this is 100% our fault. We don't even need to file it on your insurance because we're going to take care of things. Great. So we don't get a claim filed on his policy. Fantastic. Everything's happy. He calls me, and he's like, the claim is going fine. They're jumping through hoops. They are doing everything they need to do, except they need a deck page. And I'm like, why in the world do they need a deck page? It's not, I mean, a couple things go through my mind. Like, is this a limits case, where, hey, it's like, let's help you out here. Let's take a look to see if you have uninsured motorist, and that way, because, this is, yeah, we're hitting our limits here, easily. It was not the case of that. It wasn't a multi-car pileup. So, and just for your reference, if you don't know this, sometimes when it's a multi-car pileup and they only have so many in property damage, what they do is they call all the people who they hit and be like, "Hey, do you have rental on your policy? Because we're going to run out of money, and we would rather fix cars than rent cars for you. And so if you have rental on your policy, then file for rental because we need the money to fix your car." That happens quite a bit. But that wasn't the case. It was a two-car accident. It was pretty straightforward repairs. That was just it was rear end accident. So the bumper, all the other stuff on the back end of a car, that sort of thing. And so that was kind of all there was to it. And so I'm like, why in the world do they need a deck page? And I still don't know. This is not like the mystery of this episode. That, like, what do they want with the deck page? This is not what's going on here. And I told him, I was like, as long as I've been in claims, I've never asked for a deck page on something like this. It's never happened. And so I don't know what to tell you, man. This is like I don't think they need it. And I finally told him, I was like, look, I know you're trying to get your settlement done. I think, I know you're trying to get the car out of the shop. If you want me to send it to them, send it to them. I don't think they need it. I wouldn't have asked for it, but it's your call. And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Just do it. They're accepting liability. There's no problem. Great. He shoots me over an email with the person's email address that I needed. He did not have any other information on this particular one, just that. And that's kind of important. So I send it and say, hey, Joe Blow called me. I'm his agent. He let me know that you need this deck page. Please find it attached. Let me know if you need anything else from us. And that will be we'll help out as much as we can. Blah, blah, blah. And a day later, get an email back with 2 words in it. Claim number. And it's been so long because, I mean, y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is in insurance. You are running around with like a chicken with your head cut off. And it's like something that was, just staring you in the face a day ago, you're completely bewildered with. And I am sure the same thing happened on the other end of things, that, this adjuster is just staring at this going, this looks familiar. What was, gosh, I can't. I'm hoping that the adjuster actually went through the effort of, well, let me see if I have anything, that I could find this claim off of. I mean, I've been in situations where people have sent me something. In fact, I've very recently, hey, I need this done. That's great. Who are you? I mean, I've had claims when I was in claims that people have. In fact, there was this one time. This ended up being pretty funny. This dude called me and he had a very distinct name, and I recognized him, by his name because I talked to him a lot, and he left me a message, and it was after hours. My phones were forwarded. We did not at the time have like some functionality in our voicemails that said, "Hey, this was a call from this phone number." So all I had was the message, and he just said, "Hey, Paul, this is his name. Call me back." Click. Now I knew that cat. I knew him, but I also did not have the ability to look up a claim by first name. I had nothing on my desk that told me what the claim number was, and I had no phone number. And so he called me back, I can't remember if it was like at the end of the day or at the beginning of the next day. And he's like, "Yo, Paul, why didn't you call me back?" And I said, "Dude, man, I know who you are, but if you leave me a message, I don't have your phone number on my desk. You know, you gotta leave me a phone number, or at least your last name. At least your last name." The dude, even after that, he complained. He called my manager on that one. My manager basically laughed at him. Okay, so stuff like that happens. I know that happens. I gave them as much information as I could. I gave him the full name. The full name, and just in case, okay, maybe we can do a name search. I'm hoping that adjuster actually pulled up the search, did the search, and could not find this person. I was like, well, darn, that's frustrating. I don't want to bother them with more information. I'm sure that this was important somehow. I vaguely remember this, but I just need something else. Let me shoot him back a note to ask him for a claim number. I'm hoping that happened. I'm imagining that was not what happened. I'm imagining that adjuster just pulled that up, saw no claim number, and shot it back because she didn't want to deal with it. Because this guy's name was not common. This was not Mike Smith. Okay, and just the way it came back to me. And keep in mind, like I'm an agent for another carrier. All right, it's like it's like one thing you can shorthand stuff if it's your own carrier. Now I would have never sent an email to an agent just saying claim number. I would have never done that. But I can. I probably would have done that with a little bit more words. I was trying more words. It needed more words, And it's like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm looking for this customer. Hey, do you happen to have that claim number? Because they're with the carrier, they should be able to pull that up based on their customer information. And if it were my carrier, I could have given them a claim number. But I'm not with their carrier, and it's like plastered all over my email. So why in the world would you send an agent from another carrier who is giving you information that you don't even need, and you're requesting it for I don't know why? But it's being nice enough to do that. Why would you send that person an email that just said claim number without something else to it? And this is kind of what I'm talking about, is just before we do stuff like that, to think about it for 3 seconds. Is this communicating? Is communicating what I'm wanting it to communicate? Is this conveying some sort of gratitude or respect or something like that? Am I being just kind of jerky with this whole thing? I mean, over your emails is an important skill. And 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 when we start doing that, and we start thinking about, it's like, okay, this is maybe what I meant. What are they reading? I think we're going to realize why emails, why text messages are so often misinterpreted. We're hurrying with them so much, we're rushing them so much that I'm just in general, I found that since I started like going over my emails and trying and making sure that I was communicating these things respectfully, that my emails are misinterpreted a lot less often. And so I want to believe that this lady, was just rushed and meant all of those things, but just didn't put them down. But that is me giving her a giant benefit of the doubt. I did not write her back. And I wrote her back. Oh, I'll say it. I wrote her back. And I did not send it because I did exactly what I'm talking about. I read what I wrote. And I'm like, no, let's not do that. Because I was starting off in a very sarcastic way of, explaining to her that I do not have access to her claim numbers, that she has her claim numbers. And so I deleted it. There was no way for me to have responded to her question in a way that wasn't going to waste the time of both me and my customer all day long. Because I know he didn't have the claim number. We talked about that when he was on the phone. I know he didn't have it. And so I was going to have to call him, and he was going to have to call her, and then he was going to have to write that down, and he was going to have to call me back, and then I was going to have to send the information to her. And guess what? Part of that was her looking up that stuff. But in any case, it would be like, there's so many different ways of actually writing that email better. Like, oh, good, I'm sorry, I couldn't find this information. Do you happen? I know you're not, I know you're not with this company, but do you happen to have his claim number? If not, these are other ways that I can look it up. That's not going to involve you, being me talking with my customer, who's then going to talk to her to get the claim number and call me back with it. So obviously this bothered me enough to record a whole podcast on it. And I was expecting this to be a shorter episode, and it's turning out to not be as short as I expected. So we are going to cut it off there. But I do encourage you this week. I know we're on a short week for those who download this when it comes out or watches on our Facebook page or our YouTube page. This is a short week for you, but please do take the time to look over your communications with your customers or other people's customers and make sure that you are conveying that kindness, that respect that you should be. And I know it does take some time, but it does not take very long. And I think we're all going to be better for it. So if you are listening on podcasts and want to catch us on video, and hopefully we will be doing more of these, I do try to put out at least one extra video a week for our Facebook group and also our YouTube page. And I will put links to both of those in the show notes today. I try to put out one extra video with good information, with just a shorter video of good information, good thoughts for the day during the week. And so that's going to be on top of this. We are going to try to do video on this more often and put it on YouTube and Facebook. So I'll put those links in the show notes. Please just join us. We're trying to expand the membership of our Facebook group. We're going to be using it to discuss topics that we discuss on the episode, but also all sorts of insurance topics, especially claims related topics, and try to help each other get through these things in a good way, and making sure that our customers are taken care of. So please do check that out. In the meantime, thank you so much for listening / watching, and we will catch you later.